Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this session. I am Amalan R, Assistant Professor of English, Government College of Engineering, Dharmapuri. From Unit 3 of the course titled Communicative English, today we are going to have a session on arrangement of jumbled sentences into a logical sequence. Let us look at the objectives of this session. By the end of this lecture, the students should be able to relate events in a logical manner and to sequence sentences based on their English usage skills. You may have a question in your mind, what are jumbled sentences? Let me give you an introduction. Jumbled sentences are one sort of language proficiency test question. These type of questions are asked in all competitive examinations to test the students' ability, how they understand and construct the sentences in English. In these type of questions, a paragraph is broken up into parts or sentences and these are then arranged in a random order. You need to arrange the sentences in the most logical and correct order. What may be helpful in rearranging these sentences in a logical sequence? A proper or good reading skills will surely help you to solve these questions correctly and accurately, of course. So what are the various types of jumbled sentences? There are two types of jumbled sentences. So one is scrambled sentences, where words in a sentence are mixed up. You need to arrange them in the correct order, which gives a complete meaning. In the second type titled jumbled sentence, in a paragraph, sentences are arranged randomly. You need to arrange them both chronologically and logically. These type of questions, the second type, jumbled sentences, are frequently asked in bank exams, staff selection commission exams, RRB exams, and other competitive examinations. So, the importance of jumbled sentences or solving jumbled sentences need not be stressed. How to tackle these type of questions? So to tackle these type of questions, one has to know three things. First, they should understand the theme of the paragraph discussed in it. Topic sentence, you have to identify the topic sentence from the sentences given, based upon which you will be able to identify which sentence is the first sentence that starts the paragraph. Third, you have to find out the link between two sentences. So in the next slide, we shall look upon the four types of clue words that can be seen in a paragraph. They are chronological clue words, contrasting clue words, cause and effect clues, descriptive clue words. Chronological clue words are first, next, then, initially, subsequently, finally. Based upon these clue words, you will be able to identify which sentence comes first and which sentence comes in the subsequent parts of the paragraph and which sentence should come in the final order. Contrasting clue words are, however, but, although, yet, rather, while. Cause and effect clue words are because, as, since, accordingly, consequently. Descriptive clue words are, for example, for instance, such as, in addition to, furthermore, also, to begin with, likewise. So, if you have a knowledge upon these clue words to a certain extent, so you will find it very useful to solve jumbled sentences in a quick manner. What are the tips that can be applied while arranging or rearranging jumbled sentences? They are Try to find out, first of all, try to find out the topic addressed by the paragraph or addressed in the paragraph. This can be done by looking for the words that are repeated often in the given sentences. Second tip is that if a particular word is repeated in more than once in a sentence, then the sentences can be placed one by one in the paragraph. Sentences containing proper nouns, that is names of persons, places or buildings. That is how we describe nouns, name of a person, place or a thing. Or abstract nouns like qualities, that is goodness or beauty, etc., come in the opening line or in the few starting lines of the paragraph. First, we frame sentences using the names of the persons or places or buildings. In the second sentence, we do not repeat the name again. Instead, we look for pronouns he, she, or it, or they in case of plural form. So, pronouns most often do not form the first line of the paragraph. Rather, proper nouns definitely form the first line of the paragraph. So fourth tip is that if a sentence starts with pronouns other than I and you, then the sentence will not be the first sentence of the paragraph, as I told you already in the previous tip itself. Sentences containing pronouns like he, his, him, she, her, they, their, them, or first or last part of a name come in subsequent parts of the paragraph. You should keep in mind. Pronouns like it, this, that, these, or those show that these mention about the topic already detailed in the sentences preceding them. So when you use these words it, this, that, these, or those, you mean or they imply that you are talking about a thing which you have discussed already in the previous sentences. So these sentences generally do not form the first line of the paragraph. If articles namely a, an, or the, or the is present at the starting of a sentence, then the chances of the sentence to be the first in the arrangement is more. If all the articles a, an, the are present as the starting words of different sentences, then they are arranged as follows. The sentence starting with a comes first. The sentences starting with an and the will follow the sentence starting with a accordingly. If a sentence starts with words hence, finally, or therefore, then the sentence comes last in the arrangement. Sometimes words like initially, eventually, finally, ensuing, proceeding, following are mentioned below or above in the sentence also indicate the location of the particular sentence in the paragraph. You should keep in mind, initially it may not be so easy as stated, but a little practice makes it very easy. Now let us look at the sample 1 and try to solve the given 5 sentences in arranging them in a logical sequence or in a correct sequence. Look at the first sentence A. He had very little formal education as a child, attending school only for a few months. So here this sentence begins with the pronoun he. So most probably this sentence will not be the first sentence of a paragraph. So let us go to the second one. Thomas Alva Edison was born on February 11, 1847 in Milan, Ohio, the seventh and last child of Samuel and Nancy Edison. So if you look at the second sentence B, it begins with pronoun, that is the name of a person, Thomas Alva Edison, a well-known scientist. So definitely this B will form the first line of the paragraph that we are going to arrange in a logical sequence. So let us move on to the third. This belief in self-improvement remained throughout his life. Look at this third sentence, C. It begins with this. So you should have discussed some details already. then only you are using this word this in this particular sentence C. So let us move on to the next sentence, that is D. When Edison was 7, his family moved to Port Huron, Michigan. Edison lived here until he struck out on his own at the age of 16. This sentence also begins with when, which means you are dealing with the details that have been discussed already in the previous lines. Let us go to the last one. He was taught reading, writing and arithmetic by his mother, but was always a very curious child and taught himself much by reading on his own. So if you look at the last sentence very closely, you will find a link between the sentence C and E. The sentence E ends with the phrase reading on his own, which refers to self-improvement. So, which sentence gives further more details upon that self-improvement? That is sentence C. So, this belief in self-improvement remained throughout his life. So, sentence E precedes sentence C. I mean, sentence C will come only after sentence E. So far we have identified B will come in the first place or will form the first line of the paragraph, and E precedes C. So before giving out the right answer, let us ponder over these questions that may arise while reading the sentences in the sample. What is the central idea? It's very easy to understand. That is a biographical account of Thomas Alva Edison. Can you identify the topic sentence? Yes, you can identify the topic sentence because a topic sentence begins with a proper noun. Among the sentences given sentences, B begins with the name of a person, that is proper noun. So it should be the topic sentence which will form the first line of the paragraph. Can you identify a link between any two sentences in this sample given? Yeah, you can identify between E and C. Sentence E, look at the phrase taught himself much by reading on his phone. Sentence C, this self-improvement, as I told you already. So sentence E should precede sentence C, and C forms the last sentence of the sequence eventually. Identify the sentence that begin with a pronoun. Sentence A starts with pronoun he, so it should come in the subsequent parts of the sequence. Follow the chronology. Chronologically speaking, sentence D says about Edison's family that moved to Port Huron when he was 7. And sentence A tells us about the early stage of his education. So logically at the age of 7 after moving to Port Huron. Hence sentence D comes first followed by sentence A. So we have identified the proper sequence, the logical sequence. Now let us arrange them. B, D, A, E, C. So the logical sequence is B, D, A, E, C. Based upon the points or the tips that I have given in this session, try to arrange the following sentences into a logical sequence immediately after watching this lecture. Stay safe. Thank you.